Hello everyone, and welcome to the Captain Logan Show. It is I, Captain Logan, and joining me as always is my chat moderator, my co-host, and my son, Jason.
Really?
Yes. Jason is having a typical genre TV show problem where he has amnesia, apparently.
Oh yeah, it's Jason's identity crisis.
Yeah, it's like, is this one going to be the Identity Crisis episode, or the Underground Fight Club episode, or the Causality Loop episode?
The Switching Bodies episode.
Yeah. We should make a top 10 list of those.
But they're all bad.
TV tropes.
Yeah.
Well, they're not, I mean, you can point out a good example of like at least one show of each of those. Mm-hmm. You know, like there's a couple of really good Causality Loop episodes.
Sure.
Like,
I can't name a single good Underground Fight episode.
I'm rusty. There's one somewhere.
Okay, because the Bird of Prey one is terrible.
No, it's not great. The Smallville one's not very good.
And none of the Star Trek ones are good.
No, that's true. You got Sunkatse and...
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? Deep Space Nine has a good one.
Does it really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Deep Space Nine has a killer two-parter that is technically Underground Fight Club. Kind of. I mean, there's not a bunch of people that show up to place bets and stuff, but it is like guards in a prison forcing people to fight. So it kind of counts in my book, but that's where we first meet the real General Martok. And Worf has to compete in sort of an Underground Fight Club. And it's a really good Garrick episode.
Oh, yeah. I like Garrick.
I'm not immediately remembering the name of that, but it's a two-parter. Anyway, welcome everybody. Thanks a lot for being here. It has been a couple of weeks since our last Captain Logan show. I make it sound like Catholic confession. It's been 2 weeks since our last Captain Logan show, maybe 3 even. And we are not having a great track record this year for a number of Captain Logan shows. We keep having to put the show off for whatever reason. So I wanted to sneak one in this week because I'm also going to be off this Wednesday. Jason's got a thing that suddenly came up, and I need to work on notes for my writers' meeting. And so I'm taking Wednesday off also, like I had to last week. A lot of crazy random things have been happening already this year. And I don't know how we're already in March, but here we are. And I think we've done a whopping maybe 3 Captain Logan shows the whole year. Like, we're averaging 1 a month right now. We'll try to get back to normal pretty soon. We are going to lose the last 2 weeks of this month also because... I'll go ahead and just announce this now. I haven't announced this yet. Might as well mention it here because it's about to happen pretty soon. But Austin and I are going to do a new Mania. at the end of the month, or I should say on the last 2 weeks of this month, and we're doing Disney Renaissance Mania.
Oh, I didn't even know you were doing this.
Oh, you didn't? Yeah. Come in for some of them.
Okay, well.
We're gonna do 12 movies. We're gonna do a couple of doubles, like we did with DCEU Mania, but the nice thing is none of these are 4 hours long, or even 2.5 or 3 hours long. They're all pretty short.
So where does it start?
But Disney Renaissance means primarily the 90s movies up into the early 2000s. So you're starting with The Little Mermaid, and you're ending with... I forget what the last movie is. I've got a list, and it's just not in front of me. But like Emperor's New Groove is close to the end, and Lilo and Stitch are close to the end.
Okay, cool.
And so all of that still technically counts in my mind, or for a lot of people anyway. And I don't want to spend the whole Mania just arguing with people about what exactly the Disney Renaissance is. We certainly wanted to have enough movies to do 2 weeks, like we've been doing with these little Manias that have been really fun and relatively successful for the channel. The first one we did was DCEU Mania last year, which was just killer.
Yeah.
We had big crowds for those,
and then
we did Spooky Mania, which is going to become a yearly tradition. We're doing it again this year. We're going to do Spooky Mania too. Yeah, thanks, Austin. Treasure Planet. Yeah, I couldn't remember if it was that or and Atlantis is in there too, which I've also never seen. A lot of the ones right at the end. I don't really know.
Have you ever seen Lilo and Stitch?
I've not. I've seen clips.
Okay.
But...
I want to be there to see your reaction to that.
Okay, interesting. I saw Emperor's New Groove on a bus once.
I've never seen that.
And there were a lot of people talking, so I didn't get a great viewing of that. But I did get to hear some Patrick Warburton, and that was fun. But anyway, so that's not a thing that I'm like a giant expert on or whatever. But I'll bring up things I know, and I'll react to the movies I've not seen. I'll know more of those obviously than the last Spooky Mania, but I won't know all of them like I did DCEU Mania. Obviously all of those movies I had seen. But we've done a couple of these things so far. They've done really well for us, and we're excited to keep doing that. But like I said, I don't want to argue with people about what exactly the Renaissance is. In my mind, just from like having been there and when it felt like interest in the public was waning, and when I started losing interest was right around Tarzan. And I feel like the feel of those movies really shifts and changes right after that movie. So whether you like some of those movies, whether you think, and again, I don't have a dog, and I stopped watching them at that point. So like maybe you love Lilo and Stitch, maybe you love Emperor's New Groove, etc., etc. In my mind, I might love them too when I get to them, but they feel like they're of a different ilk to me than your Lion Kings and your Little Mermaids and your Pocahontases and all of that. But then also,
I've never seen that either.
Right in the middle, they're actually like 2 or 3 in. You have The Rescuers Down Under, which is very odd that that's technically within the Renaissance.
Yeah.
Because I never think of that like that. That's this weird like sequel to an '80s movie when they were in a rough patch. Mm-hmm. And so, or was the original Rescuers even right at the tail end of the 70s? I forget now. I did a review on that years ago because somebody requested it. But anyway, so I guess I'm announcing this now. Austin and I are going to be doing that toward the end of the month. So we're going to have one more Captain Logan show before that. And I think we're only going to have one Rewind commentary before that, for this entire month.
Oh, so are you doing Dinosaur?
We're not doing Dinosaur.
Okay, we're not doing Dinosaur.
No, we're going to keep everything 2D.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah. So anyway, look forward to that.
I want to be there for Aladdin too.
Any interest in the Disney movies? Yeah, because I know you're a big fan of that.
That's my big movie.
Yep.
Yep.
I think all of us have like that one big Disney Renaissance movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think most people have
Aladdin.
like the one big one. Now for me, it's kind of tied.
Yeah.
For me, it's like a toss up between. And I like Little Mermaid quite a bit, but it gets eclipsed for me by Beauty and the Beast and Lion King. Those are the two that are kind of vying for top spot for me.
Those are like probably better than Aladdin, but Aladdin's my favorite, if that makes any sense.
Daniver says Rescuers was 77. Thank you. I thought that was the case. And yeah, Rescuers Down Under is a good movie. It just doesn't feel like it's within the same ilk as the rest of that. Mm-hmm. But anyway, Jason, let's go ahead and get into the show tonight. Here in a bit, we're going to do a couple of lead-in topics, or I should say, we're going to talk about this potential leaked and like gigantic spoilers with this. Some of you guys will not want to know what we're going to be talking about in case this actually ends up being the plot synopsis for the movie. I have my suspicions that a lot of this might not happen at all and might be kind of made up, but who knows? There's a lot of this with reporting online, of course, like, you know, sources close to us say, and like reliable sources, and I take everything with a grain of salt. I don't even buy much of the time confirmed stuff until it's like really blatantly in your face obvious. So I thought it would be fun to react to this. I've not read it yet, beyond the very, very supposed opening of the film.
That's all
I was watching a video that started to break this down, and I listened to that, and I turned it off, and I went, you know what? I'm going to talk about this, and I want to hear about it in real time. And so Jason's going to read that to us here in a little bit, and then later in the show, I'm going to talk about I'm just going to revisit the Warner Brothers buyout because Paramount actually won the deal. I didn't see that coming. I had been honestly on the bandwagon of making fun of them for how entitled they seemed in how just like hard they were pushing, and like it was like watching a guy begging a girl for sex, man. Like that's really what that looked like. And I guess she gave in finally. It's really, in my mind, kind of sad and a little bit off-putting that this is even like if you think my analogy was off-putting, that's by design because the whole thing is off-putting to me.
That's true.
But like, was Netflix the worst option between that and Paramount? In certain ways, it absolutely was. And just like for my own personal interest and sensibilities, I don't like watching this happen. I don't like that Paramount is getting it. But here we are. So I'm going to talk a little bit about the details of that later in the show as well. Jason, do we have any Patreon questions?
No, we don't.
I forgot to send you those.
Oh, you have them, but I don't.
Well, did we have any left over from last month?
No, we don't.
Oh, I just haven't put out feelers for it yet. Okay, then I guess we will not open with a Patreon question. Apologies to Patreon. I will get that in for next week, and we will prioritize Patreon next week since we're only going to have one more show for March. Yeah. My apologies, everybody, with that. That was my mistake. March snuck up on me really hard.
Yeah, me too.
It always does because February only has 28 days.
That's the name of my new album. Apologies to Patreon.
That's going to be the name of my autobiography anyway. Jason, would you kindly then just get us right into the supposed, alleged, wait for it, ostensible plot synopsis for Avengers Doomsday. Yes. This comes out right at the end of the year. This is supposed to be a Christmas movie, is it not? Isn't this like right at the end of the year in December?
Yeah.
And look, let me say, and by the way, thanks for watching. If you're joining right now, thanks for watching after the fact as well. We will do some Q&A as we always do in the second half, and if you want to make sure that your voice is heard and that we answer your question or talk about your topic, you can leave a super chat in any dollar amount, and that guarantees that we will do that. If it's not about the topics we're doing in the opening hour, never fear, we'll get to it in the second hour, and if it is about that, we will go ahead and knock them out. You guys are great, and you can also send Jason questions through a regular chat if you don't want to leave a super chat, and make sure and tag him at Jason, Jayson. He's my son, and he's got son in his name and in his last name too. There's a lot of sons.
I don't like that.
in our name. Yeah, apologies. Sorry about that.
That's okay.
Yeah, I have to apologize to Jason for his own name.
This says the plot of Avengers Doomsday is detailed from start to finish. So let's go.
Yeah. Okay. So
you're spoilers.
So Jason's reading this from an article from comicbook.com, but it was leaked. I don't know what even the actual source was.
Yeah.
That leaked it. Are they saying like there was just some
two trustworthy sources?
See, you always get that. Trustworthy sources. Somebody that's real in the know claims that this is real. Mm-hmm. I saw something on Reddit, and Reddit, but I saw something on Reddit that claimed that there was another one of these a while back that I never saw that was completely different details. So if that's true, like, you really got to take this with a grain of salt. But I thought it would be fun to just imagine this is exactly the movie we're getting. What do we think of the synopsis? And obviously, caveat here, even if this is exactly what the movie ends up being, the way it's executed matters. Like, we might hate the outline for this and then see the movie and it's actually handled better than what it sounds like. You can make anything work, you just have to make it work. Now, I'm not going to constantly make apologies for it if it sounds really stupid and I go, yeah, that's dumb, I don't like that. I will say that, but I can sometimes be won over on bad ideas or ideas that seem bad if they're executed okay. This isn't going to tell us how the dialogue is written. Nope. This is going to tell us what the performances are going to be like. Some things could seem downplayed here that are brought much more to the fore in the movie. You know what I mean? So you could have like certain subplots that feel like a much bigger deal here than they end up being in the movie, and like you said, vice versa. So anyway, and once again, let me also say, I don't usually like to know too much going into a movie. Mm-hmm. In this case, I don't know that any of this is going to actually be there, but it'll be interesting to see if some or all of it is. Mm-hmm. And secondly, I'm just not as invested in this one. Yeah. And so as big of an event as this is supposed to be, and as out of touch Disney and Marvel are trying to push it, it just feels like such retread. And like I've said this before, and it feels real desperate. Mm-hmm. And so I'm going to make an exception here where I don't mind walking in and knowing too much in this particular case, but I also don't know if any of this is going to actually end up being true. Yeah. So spoilers if any of this ends up actually being in the movie. Yeah. Obviously, but we're going to respond to it. And see, and then we'll see in December if any of this comes true. Go ahead.
All right. Avengers Doomsday begins in the reality that Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man calls home.
So, this part I knew about. Yep. And I'm going to try not to stop you constantly, but I'll respond to things as we go. Yeah. So the first thing is, I will bet you $1,000 that one's not in there.
Really?
They're not going to open that movie in Sam Raimi's Spider-Man universe. There's no way they do that. Now, I realize that he was in No Way Home. I realize there's the potential that those characters might be in that movie. And I'm partly saying this just because it's the very first thing that you're reading. Mm-hmm. But that reads like wishful thinking. Mm-hmm. That reads like somebody that is actually invested in all the crossover nonsense, the nostalgia bait and all of that, just really wants to see that happen. Mm-hmm. He could show up in this. Are we actually going to his universe when we didn't go to any of their universes in No Way Home? I kind of doubt it. Yeah. I said I bet $1,000. Anything is absolutely anything is possible with this. I don't think that's going to happen.
So, he's in the midst of a battle with Deadpool and Wolverine, who have been set there by Beast with a device capable of destroying this world.
Yep. So, if that were true, then it would mean that they're making this a immediate direct sequel to Deadpool and Wolverine. Yeah. And, like, those characters could, and I know what happens, what's supposed to happen next with Wolverine, which I also don't think is going to happen, but so like, Deadpool could not feature very much in the rest of the movie, and that could just be kind of a nod to the fact that the last big multiversal thing we did that actually did the crossover from other universes, from other movies, was Deadpool and Wolverine. Mm-hmm. But I also kind of don't know if I buy that they'll get right up front with that. Yeah. Because if they do that, but also, they're out of touch enough to do this, because when I reviewed Deadpool and Wolverine, I said a lot of what I loved about that movie was Ryan Reynolds being allowed in the MCU to make fun of and ridicule how horribly handled the multiverse thing has been. Yeah. And how nostalgia baity and kind of least common denominator and easy to get attention the cameo thing is. Mm-hmm. And my worry with Doomsday and Secret Wars has always been, and like I'm positive this is what will happen, is that they will treat as endearing the exact things that Deadpool treated as cheap and stupid. You know, with bringing in Elektra and Blade and all of that fun stuff. It worked in a comedy.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
I mean, I was
in a way
laughing
I think
at
is
that.
a lot
I wasn't.
Yeah.
Like, oh man, I was.
No, I know.
Yeah.
I'm just responding to
That's
it.
what I'm saying is like with Deadpool Wolverine.
Oh yeah.
It was a comedy. I was laughing at that.
Yeah.
Like,
Because it was self-aware in the right way.
Yeah.
Whereas, in my opinion, MCU is often self-aware in the wrong ways, and it was the antithesis to No Way Home. And we're going to come back and we're going to have No Way Home all over again. And we're also just going to be patting ourselves on the back.
It's going to be as lame as No Way Home.
Yeah, and it'll probably make about as much sense. Anyway, let's see what else.
Yep. Wolverine manages to set the device and stays behind, perishing along the web slinger.
Say it again.
Perishing along...
No, say the whole sentence again.
Wolverine manages to set the device and stays behind.
And stays behind. I see. I missed what you said there.
Perishing alongside the web slinger.
Yeah, so we bring Wolverine in for 5 seconds just to die right at the start.
Along with Tobey Maguire?
Yeah, so we're just going to kill Tobey Maguire right away. That's going to make people like... There are people that will walk out of the theater if that happens.
Yeah.
I mean, that's hilarious. That's our tribute. That's how we're going to play tribute to these universes and those characters.
Oh, man.
I'm telling you, there's no way
see
they
that.
kill Tobey Maguire in the first 3 minutes of that movie. That's not going to happen. Much less Hugh Jackman.
Yeah.
And then there's also
Both
the
of them
question...
at the same time?
Is it the same Wolverine that's in Deadpool and Wolverine? They're not telling us that.
No,
I would
not.
assume... If it's Deadpool and Wolverine, I would assume so.
Yeah.
But it's kind of ridiculous. Think about the plot armor that character has had.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, I realized that that's a different version. But the idea that you would lose a Wolverine immediately in your movie is preposterous, unless he came back later from another universe. Continue, sir.
Deadpool, meanwhile, returns to his world, while we see Professor X watching on with sadness as another planet falls.
I like the idea that that's all Patrick Stewart is brought in to do, is to just look sad.
However, the X-Men had no choice, as similar to what we saw in Jonathan Hickman's New Avengers run, which led directly into Secret Wars. You either save one reality or allow both to be destroyed in the incursion.
Well, and you know what? If any of this is true, this being the Russos, there's also the likelihood that they kill off a bunch of characters throughout the course of this, and then everybody comes back in a reshaped universe at the end. So, let's actually take what I said earlier with a grain of salt. Like, when I said they won't kill Tobey Maguire Spider-Man off right away, they may do that, and then it's the blip thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because the Secret Wars thing is we destroy a bunch of universes, or we destroy, I should say, our universe, and then we splinter it into Battleworld. And then later we reshape the universe again and bring it back together. And with Secret Wars, it wasn't really the same thing as Crisis on Infinite Earths, which ends with a brand new universe. And sort of like Flashpoint into New 52 was like this too, where you have this kind of new frontier, this brand new universe where you have no idea what all the origins are versus what they used to be and what all the characters are going to be like. Secret Wars was supposed to be a reboot of 616 that ends with, it's 99.5% exactly the same. And so this could do that, or this could actually full-on soft reboot. And like, you know, reboot a little harder than your average soft reboot. But anyway, let's keep going.
The movie takes us back to Tony Stark's funeral in Avengers Endgame and follows Steve Rogers into the past, where he chooses to build a life with Peggy Carter.
I think that's absolutely plausible.
Oh, yeah.
That sounds like a Russo thing, where now the nostalgia is with the movie that was all nostalgia.
Yep.
So, like, now we're doing a decades later sequel only 7 years later, right?
Yep.
That feels like a, what do you call it? It's a new tribute movie. It's a big reunion movie. And they went back in Endgame to all these different movies so that we could kind of like walk down memory lane and again pat ourselves on the back for all this continuity we have and all these great stories we told. And now they're going to do it with their own thing.
Yeah,
I absolutely could see that one.
Yeah, we should have had that in our movie where we had like a movie that was
legacy sequels. The word I was trying to.
Yeah, we have a movie that's nostalgia bait for a movie that came out like a year before it.
Oh, that would have been
good. We should have had that.
Yeah, absolutely.
They have a son, Jim, and Rafik. This is Steve Rogers and Peggy Carter. They have a son, Jim, and receive a visit from Loki. Before the Loki season 2 finale, apparently, though we're not sure how this retcon fits into the Disney Plus series just yet.
So that's really specific, and if somebody is just making this up, it's kind of odd four-dimensional chess that they're playing.
Yeah, it is.
If they go, so here's a detail that doesn't seem like it really lines up with what we've had already, and I'm surprised that they're doing this. Like, it's odd if they're just making up stuff.
Yeah.
If they're saying that. Everybody write down the name Jim.
Jim.
His name isn't even James, and like, who nicknames their baby Jim? Usually Jim comes later if you're going to nickname your kid Jim. If you're going to call him Jim. That's kind of unusual. And I don't know if that's comic book. I don't know if that comes from anything. I don't know. Or they just arbitrarily picked a name out of a hat. And we're like, what's a good, solid 1940s sounding kid name? I'll name his kid Jim.
Oh, man. Loki warns Steve about the TVA's plans to prune his new timeline and offers to move them to a world where they can safely hide because they don't exist.
So this is leading us to an explanation for how in the world he's there at the end of Endgame if it's supposed to be a different timeline.
Yeah.
But he's there. And I've heard people suggest, and I think this is plausible, I just wanted a mention of it in the movie somewhere. I've heard people suggest that he still used, I forget, whatever their device was to get back, and that can just go through space and time. And so you can press a button and then he shows back up in our universe in that same time period. But what was always confusing about it to me is the way it watched. It was like he just lives out his life and then stays in the background and makes sure not to meddle with anything.
Mm-hmm.
Because everything has to work out the way it works out, and he doesn't want to like meet himself and cause some kind of space-time continuum problem, right? Or just mess with history. And then he waits around and then shows up at that park at the end.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're creating a new timeline every time you go back in time, then how is he there?
Mm-hmm.
And so it sounds like if that ends up being accurate, if that's in the movie, you can tell they're building to an explanation for the complaint I've always had about this.
Yeah.
Even though you may not need an explanation, and you may have been able to just had one line that said, well, he pressed that button like everybody else did. Anyway.
So, Loki offers to move them to a world where they can safely hide because they don't exist. Earth 828, the home of the Fantastic Four.
Well, we know they have to come in pretty early.
Yeah.
Like, the idea that the FF is there 15 minutes into the movie. Joe says next Avengers had a James Barnes, son of Cap. Oh, and of course, I'm an idiot. I'm never thinking about Bucky's real name. So of course it's James. Bucky is James Bourne. James Bucky Barnes. I wasn't thinking of that. So yes, that makes sense. But if it turns out to be a James or a Jim, they might have just gotten lucky guessing at it.
Yeah.
Because that's the obvious name now that I'm thinking about it.
Loki.
Remember, everybody, I haven't heard any of the rest of this yet, so I'm just responding in the moment. I wasn't thinking about Bucky. Go ahead.
Loki leaves the former Captain America with a card he can use to contact him. And he, Peggy, and Jim spend a happy 10 years there together.
Okay.
The Fantastic Four First Steps post-credit scene is expanded on, and Dr. Doom tells Mr. Fantastic about the incursions and the fact that their universe is next.
Oh, so if that happens, they're going to be retroactively pretending like they're doing the after-credit scene that's actually a scene from the movie, because they made that for that, because they hadn't done any work on it on Doomsday yet.
Yep. They figure out that someone is living in their reality and who shouldn't be there, and visit Steve, who agrees to join them on a trip to Earth 616.
They figure that out how? There's like they have like a detector or something where Reed's
Captain America detector.
Reed's like he's got all these monitors in his Baxter building, and he's like, if somebody shows up that's not supposed to be in your universe, you can like read their DNA or something. You're like, oh, other universe alert. Okay.
So they figure out that Steve's living in the reality, and then they visit him, and he agrees to join them on a trip to Earth 616, where he successfully convinces his world's heroes to help Doom enact his plan.
Dude, you can just imagine how that scene unfolds.
Yep.
You can just see it. You can just see Cap, because like I don't know if they'll even show us the FF before they introduce them to Cap, where it's like I could see them having Captain America in that universe, and it's like the whole retro future thing, and like we know that it's Fantastic Four, but he doesn't yet, and then we do a big character reveal as they walk in, and they play their theme, like they're walking in, and you're like, that I don't think they'll go bad. I don't think they'll go that far.
No, they will. No, they will.
Yeah, that's how they'll do it.
Yeah.
And they'll be holding that horrible looking CG baby.
Yeah. Yep.
They'll have that too.
He's grown up.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
I forgot about that. Okay. Could we maybe polish the effects before we put this movie out? Is there any chance?
No.
Yeah, probably not.
No deal.
Because they'll still be tweaking stuff at the absolute 11th hour.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And you know what's also really frustrating about all of this? We're only at the beginning of March. It's possible that this leak, wherever the hell it came from, is 100% accurate right now. So even if we go see this movie and some of this is here and then a lot of it is wrong, that won't even necessarily mean that the leaks were wrong. It'll mean that, like they always do, they just started like doing reshoots and changing random stuff like 2-3 months before the movie came out.
Yep.
Because they did that with Fantastic Four.
Mm-hmm.
I think. I mean, they definitely did it with Brave New World, where they just like reshot that entire movie.
Yeah.
Like they do this kind of thing all the time.
Oh man, and that's why that movie sucks.
Now I will say this reads like a plot synopsis of a movie. Of the movie that we have heard that they're making, where you have all these actors that have no idea what they're shooting.
Yeah.
And all these, like, disparate scenes that, like, you can see how you could walk in and shoot these with pages of dialogue that were finally given to you 3 hours before you shoot it. Like, you can really see that.
Mm-hmm. The Avengers versus X-Men battle.
Sorry, I gotta read this because it's funny. Kill 'Em Off lives. They're gonna use AI to render the movie while you're watching it in IMAX. Like, while you're there, they're rendering the effects. Okay, so you said X-Men?
Yep. Avengers vs. X-Men battle is a smaller part of the movie than you might expect.
Oh.
And the fight ensues when Earth 616's mightiest heroes arrive seeking help.
Okay, yeah. Who at this point are the mightiest heroes, though? That's really the question.
The mutant team has survived multiple incursions and are understandably hostile.
And we're talking about the Fox X-Men almost assuredly, right?
Yeah.
And you've already met Xavier at the start.
Mm-hmm.
So this is how we're tying that first scene to the rest of the movie.
Yeah.
I would assume.
Yeah.
Is like it's probably Xavier like sending them to other dimensions.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Later, we learn that Dr. Doom and Reed Richards have a plan.
Okay, sorry, can I stop you for a second?
Yeah.
What's interesting about this is, it's weird the ways in which the synopsis is totally vague, and then the ways that it's really specific.
Yeah.
It's like Captain America has a son named Jim. 616 is Earth's mightiest heroes. Like, could be 5, could be 14. Which ones are they? Like, is it like all the least popular ones that we were pushing real hard for a while that nobody cares about? Or like, I'm gonna assume that we'll get Thor later. I'm gonna assume that he's not there.
Yeah.
But I don't know yet.
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll see when we get there. All right.
So
Keep going. Well, I mean, who would you guess is even in this bat? Like, is it just the Thunderbolts as the Avengers? It could be.
I think it's got to be Sam Wilson's team.
Oh, maybe so. Maybe
but I don't know who that is.
Well, see, I thought it was just cutesy writing. Like,
oh, sure.
Is it saying Earth's Mightiest Heroes is a team apart from the corporate registered trademark Avengers?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know.
Go ahead.
We learn that Dr. Doom and Reed Richards have a plan to build massive cannons on the remaining Earths, which will somehow...
Okay, sorry. Say this again. So Reed Richards and...
Dr. Doom.
But they're working together?
Yes.
What?
Yeah, because Dr. Doom is like... earlier, he's like, all these incursions are happening.
I'm trying to put all this together.
He's warning them about it.
Okay.
And so they're working together, and they're building cannons.
So you thought he'd come in and be evil?
Right. Because that's what...
It looked like he was doing sinister bad things.
That's what's at the end of Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
But they reshot it to make it hit so that he's not evil.
Oh. Even though it's called Doomsday, which is all sinister and scary sound.
And
well, I'm sure there's going to be some kind of twist.
Yeah.
Because he's gonna rebuild the world in his own image, and the cliffhanger at the end of the movie will be it's Doctor Doom's world now.
So he's not, but he's not being a pedophile. Like what? I don't know. Like
oh my God. So
that's the Doctor Doom that was from the.
Well, I don't think that's what was happening.
That is what was happening.
No, you can't say that on the channel. So I wish we could walk that back. So, Doomsday would then be a double entendre, where it's it's Doomsday for the multiverse.
Yeah.
But it isn't at first, it doesn't look like it's Doomsday as in Doctor Doom is bringing about Doomsday, and then you'll get some drop of, oh, that is what it is.
Yeah.
Or maybe he's saving the multiverse in his way, but it's actually a way for him to just take over the whole planet. Mm-hmm. You only get one.
But I thought the whole thing was Dr. Doom stole the kids because isn't the kid super powerful?
That's what I thought was happening.
Yeah.
I thought it was a kidnapping.
Literally.
Yeah.
So they...
Or maybe... Because the thing is, again, we're getting a very dry, unemotional synopsis here. Or, unbiased synopsis, right? Uh-huh. So we're not getting a sense of motivation yet. So it's it's just... This is reading, of course, a Wikipedia synopsis. This is what happens. This is what happens. So, is Reed working with him really begrudgingly? Is what it's leaving out that he's... Did I miss something about Franklin Richards? Is what it's leaving out that he's got Franklin Richards?
Maybe.
And maybe, Reed has to work with him to get him back? Or maybe he's, he's the key somehow to solving this?
Or maybe, they think that Franklin being lost is, unrelated to Dr. Doom. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
If he is even lost.
There's obviously a lot missing here.
Yeah. So they have a plan to build cannons on the remaining Earths, which will somehow separate these parallel realities and end the incursions.
Yeah.
Somehow.
And then what it will really do is probably put them all together to form Battle World.
Oh my God.
I would imagine. Uh-oh. Did it just jump the shark real hard? Did it just jump Jeff the Shark?
It's just Endgame again.
That's what I was worried about. Okay.
They'll have to split into teams and visit different worlds to place them there.
Yeah, no, of course they're doing. Of course they're doing that.
Are you freaking kidding me?
And that's in the movie.
Yeah. Yes, it is.
But again, is this a leak or is it guessing the way we could all guess at what is likely to happen? I think that's plausible.
Honestly, trustworthy sources are it's not that hard to guess that some things.
Yeah.
So I feel like they're just right a lot.
And if that's
maybe
in there,
Austin.
Yeah, maybe Austin wrote this. If that's in there, no, I know he didn't because he told me earlier he saw the first part of this and was like, "There's dumb things that I don't believe will be there." But anyway, but Austin, he also likes to troll fourth dimensionally.
Yes.
So he could have made this up and still. I don't think Austin wrote this. If he did, that's very impressive. Austin. But no, I'm kidding. But anyway, if that's all true, if that's all actually in there, the Russos think they're being very clever by doing it in the first of their two movies. Yeah. Oh, super flipping it.
Yeah.
And you have no idea what's going to be in Secret Wars because we gave you Endgame first this time.
That's so annoying.
Yeah. Anyway, go ahead.
Meanwhile, Steve, now reunited with Thor, tells him he met a Loki who
When did he reunite with Thor? When did that happen?
He's just now reunited
All right,
with
okay.
Thor.
I'm going to imagine we see that happen, but okay.
He tells him he met a Loki.
He met a Loki.
Alive and agrees to take the God of Thunder to his brother in the TVA, which they locate with the card mentioned above.
With the card. The card. Yes, yeah. The TVA card, yeah.
No, Loki's card. Yeah.
I thought Loki's card, yes. I thought you were going to say Loki who is a girl. But it's not a female Loki. They could have done that.
Yeah.
Anyway, go
ahead. Dr. Doom's plan revealed.
Mm-hmm. What is his real plan?
When Steve and Thor get there, they find that everyone is dead. And Loki has...
Where? I'm sorry, where are we going? Which
TVA
which world are we going?
Loki.
Sorry. I got you.
Loki.
We're going to the TVA
yeah.
to get Loki, and everybody's dead.
Yep.
Okay, I'm caught up
And Loki
now.
has had his heart ripped out.
Don't you hate when that happens? Don't worry, Loki will return.
Figuring out that Dr. Doom is responsible.
Dr. Doom just ripped his heart out? Okay.
Figuring it out. Yeah. I don't know how they figured that out.
They somehow figured that out.
Steve confronts him and...
You know what? If it was Reed Richards, though, you would believe it. Because Reed Richards can tell when there's just a person from another universe in your universe.
Yeah.
So he can walk in. You know what it's like? Sorry, nobody's going to appreciate this. It's like House of the Dead 2. It's G's bloodstains. How do you know whose bloodstains those are? I don't know. Reed Richards can tell you who anybody's heart is or bloodstains.
So figuring out that Dr. Doom is responsible, Steve confronts him and learns the villain's true plan.
Oh my god. And he just tells him?
Yep.
He's like, this is what I'm actually doing.
To allow the incursion.
So wait, is Reed there with him?
No. It's just Steve and Thor.
No, I know, but he goes to Dr. Doom, who was working with Reed. Where's Reed?
I don't know. He might be there, I guess, but...
But I'm sorry, so it says they go to him. Is he now at the TVA? Where is anyone and why are they there?
Steve confronts Dr. Doom.
Where?
I don't know where.
But where?
I don't know.
Why is Dr. Doom there?
I don't know how they know where Dr. Doom is.
Well, I mean, I guess if he just did this, maybe they just find... Maybe confronting him means he's standing there.
Yeah, maybe.
They figured out that he did it because he was holding the heart. Maybe that's what it is. I don't know.
So Steve confronts him and learns the villain's true plan to allow the incursions to happen so that he can rebuild the universe in his own image and resurrect his dead family.
What did I say? Well, at least we have a personal motivation there. Resurrect his dead family. There you go.
Yeah. It's bringing back to Multiverse of Madness a lot. With Wanda.
Yeah, of course, because she's trying to get to her family, and it will be dumb if they make that his motivation and that's never mentioned. It's also weird if Doctor Strange is not in this movie, and I don't think he's supposed to be, is he?
Doctor Strange, no, he's not supposed to be.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cumberbatch was like, no, I'm not in this.
No, this really feels like just a hodgepodge of stuff we've seen a bunch. Yeah.
Things
you just shuffled the deck and pulled some random cards out. And I've heard people say that this reads very much like AI wrote it. Yeah, I'm having that.
Yeah.
I'm absolutely having that. In fact, you know what might be fun? Let's a little bit later, we'll try to read through it kind of quick. Let's have ChatGPT write this movie.
Okay.
Let's see what it says compared to this and see if it reads it all like this.
Sure. Things get a little vague here.
Things are already vague.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Steve confronts him. Like what?
Yeah.
Okay, things get a little vague, but Doom takes Steve to his castle in Latveria.
In Latveria? What Latveria? Do they go to another dimension?
I don't know. And
I'm going to assume so, because he's not from here. But also the TVA... I thought the TVA, maybe this was written by AI, because I thought the TVA was in a realm outside of time and space.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I don't remember Loki all that well, and I never saw the second season.
Mm-hmm.
And it's in Deadpool, but I thought that's how they handled it. That's how it was in Deadpool. So when it was like, didn't it say on a dimension or a planet or something? Like the TVA is outside of all of that,
Yeah.
I think. Somebody tell me if I'm wrong about that.
I don't remember.
I'm going to get details and things wrong with more recent Marvel because I'm just not invested. So I'm going off of several years old memory now for things I've not bothered to rewatch and some things I haven't even seen.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, sorry, go ahead.
So Doom takes Steve to his castle and introduces his masked followers, one of whom is supposedly impersonating Peggy to manipulate Cap.
What? That's why? That doesn't make any sense. Also, there's at this point in the, I'm going to say movie, there is a shocking lack of cameos and like surprise characters and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't mean to sound contradictory because I don't want the movie to rely solely on that.
Mm-hmm.
I do think you could tell a really clever, creative movie that was a blend of a bunch of characters from different universes. I do think you could do that. I don't trust that this will do that.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm surprised that it's... Now, maybe they'll be sprinkled in and they're just not in this plot synopsis. I mean, that's entirely plausible.
Yeah.
But it's not reading as CW Crisis as I was expecting.
Mm-hmm.
Braden says that the summary said that Cap went to the TVA. No, I know that, but the way you read it, it sounded like they said something about the TVA being like on an Earth. Or can you go back and look? There's something about that
TVA.
that didn't sound right to me.
No, they're just like Loki agrees to take the God of Thunder to his brother in the TVA.
In the TVA, okay. I don't know what I'm remembering. I thought you said something about it Earth or another dimension or. Okay,
There's a lot of
this synopsis is giving me a stroke.
yeah.
Austin, oh no, Peggy was a fembot all along. Wait a tick, Steve is single again. Yeah, baby, yeah. So, there's a... Yeah, I bet that will be a Doombot, if that were to happen. I'm not sure how much of any of this I'm buying.
Mm-hmm.
But, so the idea... So, read that again. The idea is there's supposed to be somebody pretending to be Peggy Carter to somehow manipulate Captain America. How does Dr. Doom know about any of Cap's history?
No clue.
Okay.
Yeah, no clue.
Okay. All of that is in another dimension.
Right.
So how does he know everything and everyone?
That's a good question.
Okay, all right, go ahead.
Because the script says that.
Kyle plays Loki isn't even at the TVA at the end of his series. Yeah, I do remember reading that. About that. Like I said, I've not seen that show.
No, but this is before the end of that. Somehow.
Didn't it say it was just speculating that? Because didn't that synopsis say we don't really know how this works, but it would have to be before that?
No, it says it's before that, but we don't know how that makes sense.
Oh, I see. Okay. All right. Joe says Mystique. I mean, I guess that's possible. That Mystique is pretending to be Peggy Carter. But also Dr. Doom has Doombots. And
so Captain America's presence on Earth 2-8...
Can I just say for a second that if any of this is what we're actually doing, and even if it's not, I think this will probably also still end up being true. What a freaking bizarre way to introduce Dr. Doom as a character.
Yeah, it is.
Who we've never really appropriately adapted on screen, right? We've never really seen comic book full-on Dr. Doom yet. We've done him twice. And he was kind of a poor facsimile both times in different ways.
Yep.
And if I probably said this before, but if you're gonna make a movie where Dr. Doom is your villain, that's a weird one to introduce in an Avengers movie and not a Fantastic Four thing. And then also, and I realize Dr. Doom's kind of like the big Marvel villain, so like maybe you can do that. but it's really weird for it to be this gigantic event film, and that's the character clearly we should have been building this whole time, like a Thanos. But
Or
we
like
were
Kang.
building Kang
Yeah.
instead, and then we had problems with the actor and fired him, and now we're supposed to just pretend like this was what we were building to.
This is
And so far, no mention of Kang at all.
because Marvel doesn't like recasting for some reason. I don't know.
Can I make a... Yeah, and we should have just recast... Well, but I've said this before. I think they also saw the writing on the wall with Quantumania and said, we're going to use this as... It's not just recasting. We're going to use this as an opportunity to drop this whole thing because we're afraid Kang Dynasty will flop at the box office.
Mm-hmm.
And bringing back the Russos, but especially bringing in Downey, was obviously a Hail Mary play. And we've talked about that at length. But that's them going, nobody cares about Kang. What can we possibly do that will shock people to the point where they feel like they have to go?
Mm-hmm.
And that will work for this movie. Just because it's so freaking weird. It's not even going to be people going like, oh, that sounds awesome. It's people going, what? Like, seriously, at least half of the box office of this movie, the motivation will be, huh?
Yeah.
All right, keep going.
So Captain America's presence on Earth 828 is what caused the impending incursion in their reality, prompting Doom to conduct dangerous experiments that eventually went horribly wrong,
Oh, Captain America, what have you done?
killing
what
his
have you
wife
done?
and child and leaving him disfigured.
Okay, you know what I think is hilarious?
Mm-hmm.
The idea, like, there is in probably, if this is in there, there's probably an unintended, hilarious meta commentary happening here,
Mm-hmm.
which is, we sent Captain America off in a perfect way.
Yeah.
He should have never come back. And his coming back is not only ruining the multiverse, but it's the or not only like ruined somebody's universe, but is also the tragic backstory for a really popular villain that was not allowed to be in the MCU when Captain America was there.
Yep. So that's why
This movie is so cooked. Even if this is not what we're getting, I don't imagine whatever it is going to be that much better than what you're reading.
Right.
I really feel like this is probably going to be, what you're reading is in the spirit of whatever this movie is going to be.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I hope I'm wrong, and I hope it somehow works out.
I
But-
hope it's this.
Okay, go ahead.
So that's why Doom is now trapped in his armor and mask. Is because he's disfigured. And to make Steve pay, he kills Jim in front of him.
Oh my God.
As of now,
Now, hold on. Has there been at this point, and it didn't say in the synopsis, but I'm just wondering, have we been building at all this theme of children and passing on legacies yet? Because Captain America has a kid, and this was the only thread that seemed to be building between some of the teasers that we got before the Super Bowl. But like, he's got a kid. Reed has a kid. Reed's kid's grown up some, but Reed has a kid. Iron Man has a kid.
Yeah.
He's not in this, but like you have all these characters with kids. But then like Thor has a kid at the end of Love and Thunder.
really?
Yeah, it's really
What?
Yeah, the way he runs off with his kid at the end is awful, but it's really weird that you're doing that scene and we've heard nothing about Thor's kid when they're palling around together.
Yeah.
So that's weird.
So
Joe, $2 super chat. Cap, are you saying Rogers made Von Doom? Huh? That's what he read.
Yep.
That's what it said. It said Steve showed up in Doctor Doom's universe and that created an incursion that somehow or rather was responsible for the death of his family. I guess it destroyed his world and that killed his family, right? Is that the idea?
yeah.
Is that what did it?
Yeah.
I want this to be the tragic backstory for everybody who loses family members in the MCU. I want this to be how the Punisher's family was murdered. It's like Captain America or somebody else that wasn't supposed to be in that universe showed up there.
Oh man.
So how exactly does that create an incursion? Just you're not supposed to be there, and so it makes your universe end? Because in Deadpool, we made it like taking out a I forget what they called it, but like an important person that like has to be there. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Whatever they called that. I haven't seen that movie in a while.
I can't remember.
Somebody will tell us. I can't remember. All right.
So, as of now, we don't know whether Victor clashed with the Fantastic Four before or after this accident.
I mean, Joe, I wouldn't freak out and be too upset yet, because this could just be written by ChatGPT. Like, I have no idea if any of this is real. Okay, read that last part again.
As of
Anchor
now,
being, thank you, Joe.
As of
Anchor
now,
being.
we don't know whether Victor clashed with the Fantastic Four before or after this incident.
Before or after his family was killed?
No, I think.
Oh, before or after?
After he kills Jim.
He kills the kid. Okay.
The kid, yeah.
No, I'm sorry. I'm with you.
All right. Final battle in Latveria.
Mm-hmm.
It seems Thor has told his fellow heroes about Doom's true nature, as the Avengers, Fantastic Four, and X-Men arrive in Latveria ready to fight. Where are the Thunderbolts?
Yeah.
Are they part of the Avengers?
Are they the Earth's mightiest heroes? Yeah, because I figured the movie would either open or very early in the movie we would deal with the friction between the two teams or the two leaders. Yeah. And probably have
about that here.
That's one of the things I'm most suspicious of.
Yeah.
With this is like that's got to be there. The idea that they wouldn't lead with that, given the after credits with Thunderbolts, and the fact that that's where the FF is introduced.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay, keep going.
The God of Thunder prays to Odin, who sends an army from Valhalla to join the battle, and war ensues as the final...
Wait. Okay, I think we can quit now. We've been trolled now by the internet.
Yeah.
This is just a chat GPT nonsense. It is. It 100% has to be. Valhalla's not a thing in the MCU. Like, that's not even That's not even a thing. Isn't Odin gone?
I don't know.
And Asgard... I'm sorry for wasting everybody's time with this. And Asgard is, like, gone, and, like, the Asgardians are on Earth now, but, like, you've got a bunch of... If I'd read this ahead of time, I might not have done a show about it. It's funny. Like, I'm glad we're reading it, I guess. But you've got a bunch of people making YouTube videos taking this kind of seriously. Like, some or all of this is liable to be real. Did they get that far? Valhalla? Yeah, and Odin is dead. But more than that, Valhalla... No, we've got to have ChatGPT write this movie and see if similar kinds of inconsistencies and nonsense shows up in it.
Okay, I'm going to the original...
We may not even get into the Paramount thing tonight.
I'm going to the original tweet that is the full plot description.
I thought it was word for word pulled into that.
Nope.
Is it not? Okay. I didn't start there because I could only find it as a JPEG and it was hard to look at.
Oh yeah, I can look at this.
Okay, cool. Read that part. Alex Barron, never underestimate people's stupidity, Cap. I guess not. Einstein Jet, Valhalla is a thing because Jane goes there at the end credit scene, but Odin can't be there because he died peacefully. Oh, really? I didn't remember that. They actually had a place called Valhalla at the end of Love and Thunder? Okay. But again, why would Odin be there?
Okay, this has some actual, like, names of characters and stuff.
Oh, we should have been reading from this in the first place. I'm sorry, I thought it was copy-pasted.
No, it's not.
Okay, forget that article.
No, it's not.
CurseYouComicBook.com.
So,
all right,
what should I do?
Do you want to backtrack a little bit? We've only got a couple minutes before the break.
Yeah.
You want to maybe just finish from where we're at, and then we can maybe go back and fill in some details when...
Let me finish this website.
Yeah.
Because it's got A paragraph left.
Okay, and
A
then we can
couple
go back and get some of the details when we get back.
We can go through this original.
This may be all we end up doing tonight for the most part, folks. But
yeah.
All right, go ahead.
War ensues as the final incursion begins. There's no stopping that, and everything is destroyed apart from Doom. When he stole Loki's heart, he stole his powers and now uses them to create Battle World.
That's dumb.
Yes, it is. Resurrecting the fallen.
Wait, could anyone do that? Could anyone just kill Loki, steal his heart, and then they have his powers?
I don't know.
That also sounds very ChatGPT.
Resurrecting the fallen, Doom erases their memories and makes it so that they only remember this new reality, where they have new lives in this false reality.
Okay, well that is pretty Secret Warsy though.
Mm-hmm. With that, Doom sits on his throne.
Yeah, like you create Battle World and then everybody thinks they're in a universe that just makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With that, Doom sits on his throne as the God Emperor of Battle World.
You gotta have that shot.
Yes.
You know that shot's gonna be there. Okay, let's go on a break.
Yep.
When we get back, we'll go back and get some of the details that comicbook.com irritatingly missed. And then we'll let you do your segment, because you wrote a segment for tonight.
Yep.
And then after that, if we've got time, we'll come back and we'll talk just a little bit about the Paramount merger, and we'll do some Q&A if we have time. We had a couple super chats. We'll hit those when we get back, too. Thanks for hanging out with us, guys. And sorry if we're sort of wasting your time, although some of this is funny. We'll be right back in about 4 minutes, folks. All right, everybody, welcome back to the second half of tonight's edition of the Captain Logan Show. Jason's going to go back and give us a few details that we missed from this preposterous, probably completely bogus plot synopsis, the alleged leak of the plot for Avengers Doomsday, and we read the version, the kind of truncated version that comicbook.com did. They left some stuff out, and Jason is going to tell us some of the things that they left out. And then we're going to go to ChatGPT, and we're going to have it write one for us and see how close it gets to that.
Yep. Are you going to do that, or do you want me to?
Oh, why don't you do it? And we can, maybe even the audience can help us put in some of the parameters for it.
Okay.
If there's anything in particular you guys think we need to make sure and remind it, or tell it about.
Yeah.
And then we'll go on to your segment after that. Go ahead.
Sure. So, Avengers Doomsday opens in NYC on Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man's Earth.
Oh, well, sure.
Yes.
That makes sense.
He's fighting Deadpool and Wolverine, who's out there with a planet-killing bomb built by Beast. Yes.
Yes, we got that.
In order to save their own universe from an incursion. Hugh Jackman's Wolverine manages to plant the device. He stays behind when it detonates, and everyone on the Earth is killed along with him and Tobey Spider-Man. And then Deadpool escapes and returns to his own Earth, which we see in the distance.
Oh, okay, all right.
Charles Xavier watches the distant world below with sadness, but they had no choice. We then cut to Tony's funeral. Yep. Steve speaks with some of the heroes, including Ant-Man, before returning the stones. He goes back in time and chooses to stay with Peggy. They have a son, Jim. And then we know about Loki tells Steve about the TVA and warns him that they'll prune the timeline. And then he takes them to the Fantastic Four universe and gives him a special card. Okay, this is where I was confused.
Yeah.
So, Dr. Doom visits Sue and Franklin.
Yeah.
They clearly know each other.
Mm-hmm.
Dr. Doom says he has come to speak with Reed.
Mm-hmm.
He warns him about the incursions and reveals their universe is next. He proposes a plan, but they must travel with him to Earth 616.
Okay.
Doom also asks Reed whether it's possible someone from another universe is living in theirs. They scan the planet.
There you go.
And discover an anomaly. Steve and his family.
Okay, yeah. That's kind of what I figured.
Yeah.
But at least they scan for it.
At least they say
and not just they're standing around and
figure it out.
Some light goes off. Oh, there's...
This is better written.
Yeah. It still sounds bad.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, it's still that plot, but like...
Yeah, good.
They confront Steve. And they explain the incursions.
Yeah, yep.
They
Apologies,
travel,
folks. We should have just read this in the first place.
They travel to 616, and Steve successfully persuades the heroes to listen. And they convince the Avengers.
Still nothing about the Thunderbolts.
We still don't know who the Avengers are.
Wait, yeah. But the Avengers, like, they didn't say... That doesn't say Earth's Mightiest Heroes. That says Avengers.
Yep, that says Avengers.
Well, that suggests the Thunderbolts. But you're right. I mean, I guess it could be Bucky's team. Bucky if he has a team.
Sam's team.
Sam, I'm sorry, not Bucky, Sam. But Bucky is Thunderbolts. James Bucky Barnes.
So next, they visit the X-Men's universe. But the X-Men are hostile.
Right.
And then they've survived multiple incursions and trust no one.
Yes. Okay.
And then they build
Their world should look like Days of Future Past.
Yes.
That's totally what they should do with that.
And then Reed and Doom explain the solution to build the massive cannons, stop the incursions, and they split into teams. And then...
What we have here is a massive busted cannon.
Yeah, yes, it is.
Yeah.
Steve, honestly, that needed the gong.
I need to pull that out.
Steve tells Thor he met a Loki is still alive. Thor asks Steve to take him to him. Okay.
What was that about this being better written?
Using Loki's card, they locate the TVA, but when they arrive, everyone is dead. Loki has his heart ripped out, and they realize Doom is responsible. But
and then they go confront him.
All we get here is Steve goes back to confront Doom. But the thing is, I still don't know.
Cal plays totally. He says Xavier is most definitely going to die again. Yeah, totally. Well, everybody's gonna die, and then Doctor Doom is gonna recreate the universe in his own image.
Oh,
yes.
We didn't get this.
Yeah. Okay.
So he takes Steve to his castle in Latveria on his Earth. There, Steve meets Doom's followers, masked witches.
Can I just have comicbook.com and I'll do a better job, I promise. Can I just have it?
Yeah.
Can somebody just give it to me and I'll
So Doom's followers are masked witches.
Mm-hmm.
And one of them is impersonating Peggy.
One of these masked witches. Can I say something?
Yeah.
Doesn't make a whole lot more sense than it did before, but all right.
There should have been scrolls.
Joe, there's no mention of Doom looking like Stark all this time. I did read about this. This whole thing seems to be suggesting that they will not address that whatsoever, and that's kind of been the talk.
Mm-hmm.
Is that Marvel really, like Feige, really wanted to cast him and have it not at all related to Stark. Mm-hmm. But unless these characters never see him without his mask on, or unless he's so disfigured, there's no way that the self-aware characters of the MCU are not going to comment on that.
Yeah. Okay, so the rest of it is the same. Pretty much. Yep.
Yeah.
Except this one says the end.
Now, I will say, so what is, that's the whole movie? So it is, oh yeah, because it ends on, he's sitting in the chair.
Yeah.
And he's recreated the universe.
Yeah.
And again, that's how that movie's going to end. But I don't need that to tell me that. And
right.
There's a lot of things that is, if it's just guessing, is guessing correctly at, that doesn't make it a leak.
Yeah. All right.
And some of the stuff that there's no mention of whatsoever. Yeah, the fact that there's no talk about the Thunderbolts is bizarre.
Yeah. Let me...
There's nothing about Wakanda?
No.
Like, Ben Grimm is supposed to meet Shuri?
Oh.
Isn't that teaser?
Yeah, that's true.
Where's that?
Where's that?
What's happening there?
Yeah, there's stuff missing.
Yeah. And there's stuff where I don't know where it would go.
Right.
Okay, go to ChatGPT.
Yep, I'm doing that.
I'm mostly doing and we don't have to read the whole thing depending on how long it is, but I'm mostly doing this to try to get a sense, now that you've read especially some of the actual verbiage from the initial whatever the source was. Mm-hmm. I want to see how much it sounds like what an AI would write. Mm-hmm. Because it sounds pretty AI-ish to me.
Okay, so right.
Yeah, no Namor, Sentinels, none of that. What about Magneto? Well, I mean, I guess they said just like X-Men.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, ChatGPT, write a plot synopsis for what
Austin, there's also no talk of the Guardians or Young Avengers. Doing this without America Chavez would be strange. I keep saying that she has to be in. Was she her actress? Was that one of the chairs? Can somebody tell me that? Because I don't know if we know for sure if she's supposed to come back. But yeah, I do not understand, and I've said this going all the way back, if America Chavez doesn't show up. Like, how bizarre it would be that she's not the catalyst for creating Battleworld.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so is there anything I need to put in aside from write a plot synopsis for what you would do?
So, write a plot synopsis for Avengers Doomsday. What else do we need to include in it? Because I don't know if you can just like say that. I don't know how detailed we need to be. Mm-hmm. Because I'm sure you don't have to tell it to like keep in mind the plots of particular movies. Yeah. I'm sure it'll do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe
we should just do that.
Maybe just doing that and see what it says.
All right.
Austin, I don't think she was a chair. I didn't think so either. there was that leaked concept art that had Star-Lord with the Young Avengers. I forgot about that. But, like, who knows if that's real. Or, even if it is real, if it makes it into the movie. Mm-hmm. But, yeah, let's see what it says just based on that vague
Okay, Avengers Doomsday
suggestion.
plot synopsis.
Yes.
Act 1, The World Without Avengers.
Okay.
Years after the events of Endgame, Earth is protected but fractured. New heroes have risen, but there is no unified Avengers team. Political tension simmers as nations race to control advanced technology left behind by the blip era.
So, it's writing a better movie than we can make, which is unfortunate. Can you go back to it and say, keeping Thunderbolts in mind?
Yeah.
Because already we're real inaccurate. It doesn't know about Thunderbolts. It doesn't know about the end of Thunderbolts.
Yeah.
We won't spend too long on this, folks.
Keeping in mind
Thunderbolts. Joe, written by Skynet. Oh my god. But it's already better. Like, it's better by virtue of ignoring things that have happened. And I'm not saying Thunderbolts. I like that movie. But just the idea of actually dealing with the fallout from the blip more than we have. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, Earth is fractured. Trust in traditional heroes is shaken after governments sanctioned the covert operations of the Thunderbolts.
Yeah.
While the public debut... Okay, they don't... This doesn't understand.
They don't understand Thunderbolts. Is this going to be a pointless exercise?
It's saying that while the public debut of the Fantastic Four has reignited wonder and fear about the future of superhuman power.
So it does not understand these movies?
No, it doesn't.
Okay, all right. Well, that could have still been written by an AI that just put in more parameters than we have time to work out. Yeah. So we're not going to do that right now then. Austin has also reminded that Reed is really miscast.
Yeah.
Okay, let's switch gears for a minute. And actually, why don't we... I'm going to mix things up for a little bit, Jason, since we've already been going a bit past the break. Sure. Would you go ahead and knock the Super Chats down? We have 3 of them.
Okay.
We'll do that real quick, and then we'll do your segment, and then we'll take any questions, particularly through Super Chat, right after that. But we'll also go to a little bit about the Paramount merger.
All right, we already did one of these.
Oh, good.
Super Chats.
Wait, did we? What was it?
It was the. Are you saying Rogers made Von Doom?
Oh yeah.
Okay. We have $2 from
Thanks, Joe.
Senior Sticks.
Yes.
To be fair, Hank McCoy has become a mad scientist.
He has? When did Hank McCoy become a mad scientist? Is that in comics? And I just don't know what's happening right now?
I don't know.
Okay, all
There's
right.
a $2 super chat from OK Great.
Yeah.
Thoughts on the Spider Noir trailer? I love it.
It looks great.
It looks great.
It looks great. I am questioning bits of dialogue here and there. Where,
Really?
like, I don't know overall tonally what exactly that movie is going to be, or that show is going to be. But the look of it is fantastic. You can tell that Cage is really happy to be there, and that he's having a lot of fun with that. It looks fresh. It looks weird, and it's Nicolas Cage, so, like, you expect it to be weird. I like that. I'm glad he brought this up, because this was a thing I wanted to do for a lead-in topic a week ago, and then we weren't able to do a show. So thanks for bringing that up. I like that they're releasing it both in black and white and color. So that we are getting the black and white. I think it would be cooler if it was just black and white in the first place, and then if they really wanted to, maybe later put in the color. Having said that, the coloring looks stylized.
Yeah, it does.
It's not just that in color and they didn't do any grading. Like, it looks really cool. It's also kind of throwbacky.
Yeah.
I like that about it. And I also felt really vindicated watching that trailer, because I've said for years that Spider-Man is obviously a more like serialized and character-driven kind of idea. It's a character that you want to see, and obviously this is a very different Spider-Man. But hear me out for a second. Like it's a noir thing. He's Ben Reilly. Like it's different. But I've always said that it'd be really nice if we could finally get a serialized Spider-Man show that lets Peter Parker grow up and change and mature and evolve. And everybody has, and I always hear people say, you can't do live action Spider-Man on television because of web swinging. Mm-hmm. And I give you the Spider-Noir trailer. They did it, it looks fine.
Mm-hmm. It actually looks cool.
And also given, and I get, we saw it in black and white, it's pretty stylized, you can also watch it in color.
Yeah.
And, okay, so give me a really stylized Spider-Man, who cares? Like, we do all kinds of stuff on television, and even movies, of course, with not very good kind of shoddy CG. And I thought the glimpse we got of the web swinging looked fine.
Yeah.
And I don't know how much of it we're going to get. I would suspect not a ton.
Yeah.
But you're telling me they can do, they can get away with, and again, it didn't look great, but you're telling me you can get away with all of that, like, Falcon flying around and dodging things being shot at him and explosions and stuff in Falcon and Winter Soldier. But you can't do web swinging. And you can say, oh, that didn't look very good. And I'm like, if the story's good, no one's going to mind that much. They'll just say, well, I mean, it's a TV, but everyone will apologize for it and defend it if it's good.
Yeah.
So I'm doubling down on a live-action Spider-Man show now.
Yeah.
Because they're showing you how you can do it. And they're not only doing a live-action Spider-Man show, they're doing a period piece. That's harder.
Yeah.
They're also bringing in, like, period cars and old tech, and you have to make the backgrounds look like the 30s or 40s or whatever it's supposed to be. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, no, you can. You can't. They're proving it. That makes me happy. It looks neat. I'm actually really excited about it.
Yeah.
And I'm excited to be excited about something.
I'm excited.
Could it totally crash and burn? Yeah, but they're advertising it right.
Mm-hmm.
And I like how much of a risk it is. I like how weird and out there, and like it's the last thing you would ever expect. Mm-hmm. And I probably said all this when we saw the teaser, but like the more we're seeing of it, the more fun it looks.
Yeah.
Austin, we're at a point where a TV show can have 10 minutes of CGI Godzilla screen time. Yeah. Great point.
To be fair, though, like that's about as much as screen time as he gets in the 60s movies.
But one thing to keep in mind, well, yes, but this is on a small screen with not a gigantic budget is the point he's making. And he's saying 10 minutes, not 30 seconds.
Oh, I see. Okay.
It's not Doomsday in Smallville.
Mm-hmm.
Which, by the way, quick plug, because I forgot to mention this at the beginning of the show. John and I are bringing back Counting Crypto Freaks: The Revenge this Saturday. Finally, we're doing Smallville Season 8. I'm doing no prep for this. Like usual, this will be very blind commentary-ish. I've not seen Season 8 in years and years, and I've only watched through it once. So this will be a lot less analysis and a lot more I'm responding as I'm watching. And I'm kind of excited to watch it again. I remember liking the first quarter to half quite a bit. Mm-hmm. It falls apart after that, but and then there's the goofy crap that'll just be fun to laugh at. But I'm actually kind of excited about doing it. And that'll be this Saturday at 10 a.m., going until we're done with the first half of the season. And I think that was a short season. I think 8 was the writer's strike season in 07. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong about that, but I'm pretty sure that's when that was. And so I think that's only a 20-episode season, which was amazing because everything else got slashed in half or shut down even before that, and somehow Smallville managed to pull out, or maybe it was 18, but they managed to pull out 18 or 20 of their, like, 24, 26 episode order.
Yeah.
So that's pretty crazy.
Pretty good.
Yeah. But that means that this will be a shorter one, and we won't have to go quite as long. Mm-hmm. But we'll still break it up into 2 Saturdays. So we'll start 10 a.m. this Saturday, and then we'll do it again this Saturday after that. And thanks a bunch, John, for coming and doing it with me again. We are going to finish the show eventually. We're getting there. We got 3 more seasons to go.
Yeah.
So there we go. Joe, 2009. Was it 09? I guess it must have been. Yeah, well, 7 was wasn't 7 the writer's strike? Maybe it was season 7 that was cut short like that. Well, anyway.
Yeah.
I'm getting old, and this was like 20 years ago, so.
I wasn't born.
That's true, but you were getting close.
Yeah, I was close. Okay, my segment.
Yeah, what are you talking about tonight, Jason?
I'm talking about music. I know that's the shock, but I like.
Oh yeah, the
music.
show ended in 11, so I guess it would have to be 09. Yeah, definitely.
So
I'll look at the episode count. Go ahead.
I honestly, I had this idea and I was like, oh, that would be a cool video to do with Dad.
Sorry, go ahead.
But I just decided to do it by myself. So
fine.
You can weigh in if you want.
Okay, so what are we doing?
I'm doing top 10 singers.
Oh wow! Oh, I wish I wasn't involved in this. Dang it.
Yeah.
So just rock or anything?
Anything.
Okay, can I make some guesses?
Sure.
Or do you want me to wait?
Yeah, you can make some guesses.
Okay, Seal will be on your list.
Okay.
Almost assuredly.
Okay.
Who else? Maybe John Andrasik, although, like, I know you like to make fun of him. I don't know if you really like his voice or not. That's a question. But I could kind of see that in there, maybe. You're gonna have Freddie Mercury, almost certainly. I don't know how you make a list like that without that. Elton John could be there. I'm wondering what eras you end up hitting here. Okay, let's hear it. I'm excited about this, though.
So, number 10, I have Yomi from Nightmare.
I'm sorry, who?
Yomi from Nightmare.
I know what that is. I know what that is.
One of my favorite bands, and you really like his voice.
Oh.
You know this band because they do the intro to Death Note.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. And I like them as a band. They're one of my favorite bands.
Cool.
Visual Kai band from the 2000s. And this guy, I mean...
Yeah, that's what sorry, let me say this real quick. Robert put in a $2 super chat. The writer's strike was from 07 to 08. Yeah, I knew it was, and that's why I was sitting here trying to figure out how 8 could have been the season with the shorter episode number. And then Okay Great says, but casualties were felt in 09. Yeah, but I really thought it was whatever season we were on. So I'm gonna check and see if that was in fact the shorter season. Give me just a second, Jason, so that we can get past this whole thing. That was just my memory. No! 8 has a 22-episode season. It must have been 7. And yes, 7 was the shorter season. See, I was right about that. It was 07 to 08. But for a second, I just had it in my head that for some reason 8 was the shorter season. But of course, 8 couldn't have been the 07 to 08 season. That had to be the one after that. Anyway, sorry. We're all caught up now. Again, I had a stroke earlier. Go ahead.
Okay, so number 9.
I didn't actually. Number 9
is Ann Wilson from Heart.
Oh yeah, I'm with you there, and I saw her in concert.
Yep, I didn't.
Spectacular.
I'm mad at you.
Barracuda. Well, yeah, but that was.
I know, but I'm mad that I didn't exist yet.
Or was that before you were born or after you were born?
Maybe I don't know. I'm still mad. Yeah, incredible voice.
Yeah.
I probably should have given like examples of songs where their voices are really good.
Oh, that would have been a good idea.
But yeah, it's a lot of them.
Yeah.
Number 8, I have Grace Slick from Jefferson Airplane. And Jefferson Starship.
You're gonna have Amy Lee here. There's almost no way she's not on this list. Okay, I'm sorry. Who'd you say? Yeah, Jefferson Starship. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Dude, you know what though? Mm-hmm. Sorry, I'm gonna criticize you for a second because not really, but if I was doing this, I would have had 2 lists, man. I would have had a male vocalist and a female vocalist list.
They're about half and half.
Doing what you're doing here would be obnoxious to me. I would be like, nah, I can't do that. I gotta have half women and half men. But, but 10 and 10.
Yeah.
You said you had half and half, probably.
It's around half and half. I think there's more.
Is it more women?
I think it's more men, actually.
Oh, okay, all right.
Which I was surprised by.
Yeah, me too.
Because at the beginning I was only coming up with women, and then I was like,
yeah.
White Rabbit has one of the best vocal takes, like, ever. And then number 7, I have Bill Kenny from the Ink Spots. This is more
Quantum of Solace, Robert. Sorry, I'm going back to this topic. I apologize. Quantum of Solace was 09, Robert, and I know that for sure. Robert says, wait, fall 08, October 08. Oh, you know what? No, I think that is true. I'm not looking it up right now. No, I was thrown off because Vince and I were doing a podcast right then, and I kept talking about that movie because I was excited about it coming out, and then it wasn't very good. But I thought it was 09 because that's when I started stuff on the channel. But I was doing that podcast before that. That's what it was. I'm sorry. I will stop interrupting your list. I'm so excited about this list. I'm gonna stop reading comments. Go ahead.
So Bill Kenny from the Ink Spots. This is one where it's less about like, oh, he can hit like crazy notes, and more just really like this guy's voice. This is the band where all their songs start with do 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 do.
Yeah,
yep, that's that band.
Okay, so you're going
from like the 40s,
and also you're doing any sort of music here because some of this is rock and some of this like that's what would you even call that? Is it blues?
Yeah.
I was like, it's some sort of jazz maybe.
Yeah.
Okay.
At number 6, I have Seal.
Yep, I knew that was coming.
Yep. Yeah, I mean,
just listen to both of the Soul records.
Yeah. Yeah, I was.
I mean, like, I love some of his original stuff.
I was thinking about Soul, and I was like, well, Seal's kind of better than all these. I mean, like, here's the, like, okay. Like, Sam Cooke, incredible.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Right. And I almost had him on my list. Like, almost, but Seal's really good. And then at 5, I have Freddie Mercury, who...
Called it. Well, you can't do a list without him.
Yeah. I mean, listen to any Queen song. And listen to the, I can't think of words right now, but the big performance where he goes like...
The Live Aid?
Yeah, Live Aid.
Yeah. You know what I thought you were going to say? Listen to it, because you're trying to come up with an example.
Yeah.
Listen to Slightly Mad.
I'm going Slightly Mad.
No, that is not a brilliant example of his incredible vocal ability.
I'm slightly mad.
But it's amazing.
So, I thought this was going to be, like, top of the list. But it's number 4.
Amy Lee.
Amy Lee, yeah.
Yeah!
Yeah,
yep.
I mean, honestly, I'd say...
indisputably one of the great female
I'd say
singers
listen
of the 20th
to
century.
the 2011 record.
20th century. Turn of the century.
Like, that's got some of her best vocals.
Yeah, that's some of her, like, best technical stuff.
Yeah.
Absolutely. The self-titled album.
Yeah.
So Fallen was the first big Evanescence record. They had a couple of, like, less commercial things before that.
They had a demo record. And then they had Fallen, which is their first record.
Mm-hmm. And they had Open Door, which has a couple great songs on it,
yep.
but it's a bad record, in my opinion.
And then you have Evanescence, which is incredible.
Yep.
And just as good or better than Fallen. And then you have Synthesis, which sucks. And then you have the one that I can't remember the name of that's really good.
The more recently. It's a mixed bag for me, but it's got good stuff on it.
I love that album.
Yeah?
And then they're putting out a new album soon.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I always kind of cringe waiting for the new Evanescence record because they're so inconsistent.
No, they are very consistent because it's every other.
Oh,
so this one's gonna suck.
So this one's gonna suck.
Yeah.
Okay.
Unless it's great, and then they're not.
I just think it's interesting that like they lost their lead guitarist, and then they seem to be kind of bad, and then they came back and they were great again.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway.
And then at number 3, I have Billie Holiday.
Okay.
Yep.
Daniverse is expecting Roy Orbison to be on your list. Did you think about it?
I did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did. Billie Holiday. I mean, one of my favorite. It's my favorite jazz singer.
What's to say? Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Of course.
She sings in a very, very different way than everybody else, and it's great. And
there's so many good contenders for that, though.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I've been reading her autobiography recently.
I'm sorry. Good.
I've been reading her autobiography recently. It's really, really interesting. And also interesting how like how much stuff got cut out and stuff of that book, and like because like they wouldn't put it out unless all this stuff like
that.
It's really interesting.
Happens a lot. Yeah.
Yep. Number 2. Number 2 might be better than number 1. But yeah. So my number 2 and number 1 are both rock.
Okay.
My number 2 is Serj Tankian.
Oh yeah, you got it. Of course. Why did
From
I think of
System of a
that?
Down.
Of course, Tanky would be on my list. Absolutely.
Yeah. Just all you have to do is listen to Spiders, and you'll understand what I mean. And also, like, I don't know, he does some crazy stuff.
And also, what is that solo record?
I can never remember.
I can't think of the name of it. But yeah, I mean, obviously, System's great, but I like his solo stuff better.
Yeah. I like it. Elect the Dead.
Thank you.
I really like that album. There are definitely specific songs. Like
Sky is Over is one of the greatest songs ever written.
Ever written, yeah. And then number one.
Yeah. It's going to be somebody I don't know, isn't it?
No, you know.
Oh, good.
No, you know. Number one also had a solo career, but really not as good as the two bands that this person's in. This is Chris Cornell from Soundgarden and
I should have expected that. Yeah, well, and that's indisputably one of the great hard rock voices, of course, and like especially Audioslave. I'm not a big Soundgarden guy.
I love Soundgarden,
but I do really like Audioslave.
Yeah, I think
that's a really eclectic list, sir.
Yeah, yes. Yeah, I think if you listen to other things that aren't super unknown, you might like them better. But
Austin, it's not Chad Kroeger at number one.
No, it's not. I apologize.
We needed a hero to save us, and it just didn't work out there.
Yeah, it didn't work out. No. So yeah,
Austin is not going to stand there and wait.
That was hard.
I bet.
Together.
Well, especially if you're going to go all genres and both genders, like crazy.
Yeah. I almost had Robert Plant on there from Led Zeppelin.
Sure.
I almost had Tom York from Radiohead. I almost had Ivory Joe Hunter, one of my favorite rhythm and blues artists.
We could easily extend this to 50. Like.
Oh yeah. Almost had Brian Wilson. Almost had Dennis DeYoung.
Oh, Brian Wilson, really?
Mm-hmm. I like Brian Wilson. I almost had Willie Nelson.
Yeah, DeYoung makes a lot of sense. Johnny Cash.
Yep. Yeah. So yeah. Oh, and Ella Fitzgerald.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing is you
I
could do it. Female jazz vocalist, female rock vocalist,
why it's hard.
Male rock vocalist,
and this could change tomorrow too. So
sure. That's it. I mean, it's a great list.
Yeah.
I can't argue with anything there. The only thing you can argue with is people that should have been there.
Right.
Well, I say I can't argue. There's a couple I don't know that well.
Sure.
But all of your higher ones,
yeah,
I can't fight you on.
Oh, and the lead singer of Garbage is really good.
She is really good. Yeah, absolutely.
I should have just made a female list.
That's what I'm saying. No, I really enjoyed that though.
Yeah.
Thanks for bringing that to us. That was great. Okay, well, folks, we are still open for a Q&A. Anything you guys want to talk about? Right now, we're going to discuss the WB buyout here for a second. I don't have a whole lot to bring to this because we talked about all of the potential downsides and I guess maybe positive things if there were any with Paramount buying out the Warner Brothers before we knew that Netflix was getting it, and now that fell through and they've backed out. And Jason, apparently they had to pay like a close to $3 billion breakup fee over it.
Oh my god.
I didn't know about that.
Why did they do that?
Isn't that wild?
I want to know what the reasoning for it was.
So I've got a few articles up here. We can read through some of this because some of it's kind of technical. And I think instead of me just trying to go back and remember everything I read today, it might be better if we just read some of this. But let me find that for you here. Okay, so this is from gamesindustry.biz that had an angle on this about what it might mean for Warner Brothers games and Rocksteady and all of that. Netflix... here it is. Netflix pulled out of the running to buy Warner Brothers last week after Paramount raised its offer to $31 per share in an all-cash deal for the entire organization. Now, one question I have is, why did it take them that long to finally raise it that high. How did they do that? Like, I'm really confused about this whole thing.
Yeah.
And I honestly, like, the business side of this stuff is not my forte. I don't keep up real hard with this stuff. It's kind of dry, and I'm no sort of expert, and the only reason I'm weighing in on this is because of just what it means for the actual entertainment, right? But it is weird and interesting to watch because it seemed like Netflix had more like actual. I thought the whole deal was Netflix had more real capital on hand. You remember this is what we read about.
Yeah.
That Netflix had more like honest to God assets they could bring to the table, and Paramount was going to have to go into ridiculous massive debt to pull it off. So I don't know how they brought an all cash deal.
Yeah.
So somebody that has read up more on this than I have, because I read a few articles, I couldn't find that. Let me know. Netflix had previously agreed an offer of $27.75 in cash and $4.50 in Netflix common stock for each share of Warner Brothers common stock, but only for its film studios, streaming businesses, and games division. So Paramount has come in and bought all of it, and that's the reason they're winning it. Netflix's share price declined steadily after the offer was announced, but leapt. So we're talking about the share price of Netflix stock, but leapt back up following the announcement it was withdrawing from the process and banking a $2.8 billion breakup fee.
Oh my God.
Paid by Paramount. Oh wait, no. So Paramount had to pay the. I thought the idea was Netflix had to pay a fee for backing out. No, Paramount had to pay the fee. Interesting. In our previous analysis of the Warner Brothers sale, the broad consensus was that Paramount would be the better home for the game studios, given Netflix's withdrawal from console games and the firm's statement that the studios were a relatively minor part of the transaction. And this article gets into the whole game side. So let's get into the stuff that's kind of relevant for us. Now that it looks like this is going back the Paramount direction, a lot of people feel like this was the lesser of two evils, if this is going to happen. Of course, there's still antitrust questions. Of course, there's still going to be a lot of scrutiny about this deal. And just like with Netflix, it's not a complete done deal. So, we don't know that this will absolutely for sure happen, but it looks like a much more like clean, we're probably going there thing. And also, just like it would have been with Netflix, it's going to take a long time for everything to get finalized. So it will be well into 27 at least before it's all finalized. We talked about that with Netflix. The same will be true with Paramount.
Okay.
Ways in which it will be very different with Paramount and maybe better with Paramount, even though I don't like Paramount owning Warner Brothers for
honestly,
some obvious reasons.
I think it'll be worse with Paramount.
Tell me why.
Because I don't like Paramount.
Well, sure.
And I feel like Netflix wouldn't. Netflix hasn't taken a lot of action with anything, and so they would just not do anything. I feel like, like not do anything wrong, and Paramount is gonna like. I don't know.
So, excuse me. So there's every reason there was every reason with Netflix to be concerned with how they would handle theatrical releases.
Yeah.
They swore up and down that they didn't want to rock the boat with that and that they were actually interested in getting more movie theaters. I don't think people really believed them. I don't think there's any reason to fully trust that. They don't do a lot with print, so there was kind of the worry about what would happen to DC Comics under them.
Yeah.
Etc. But my issue with Paramount taking it is obviously just more on the creative side. Warner's has been the one big studio that has put out quite a few successful kind of banger movies lately.
Yeah.
And Paramount keeps taking stuff I like and ruining it.
Right.
Paramount also has a horrible streaming service, the worst of them, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And HBO Max is one of the best of them, even though content-wise it's been gutted really bad, and I blame Zaslav for that.
It's really expensive.
But it's too expensive, but the interface is quite good.
Yeah.
And so, in certain ways, it will be probably better that Paramount gets it. I guess quality I'm still real concerned about, but platform-wise it's better. Probably. Can we say that?
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right. I think I was definitely thinking more creatively. On the creative side.
And you should think about that and worry about
Yeah.
that. What you really can't be sure of is when we blend these two things together and we get like a Tuvix out of this, you get your Paramount. That was a Star Trek Voyager reference. You get your Paramount and your kind of like when Warner's merged with Warner Brothers Discovery. You could argue which one seemed to kind of like win out more in identity, right? Does it feel more like Warner Brothers or more like Discovery? I would say ultimately Discovery kind of felt like it just got shuffled into Warner Brothers, even though that was a gigantic company, right?
Yeah.
So who wins out? Does it look more like Paramount or more like Warner Brothers?
Well,
Because
is it
these
a
are two.
buyout or is it a merger?
I don't always know the difference attitude-wise. Do you see what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
this is a buyout. I mean, obviously Paramount put up a ton of money to buy out all the shares, which would suggest that they take over and Warner Brothers becomes more like Paramount. But when they get their creative people, when they get their IPs and everything, when they look at the infrastructure of HBO Max versus Paramount Plus, all of that, is it possible? And I'm just kind of playing both sides of the field and trying to look at the glass half full way to look at this. Is it possible that Paramount is changed for the better by having Warner Brothers in its house? Mm-hmm. I don't know. I don't know that exactly happened when Disney bought Fox. I mean, right. Disney like buys Fox and then they kind of just are still Disney, but then there are pockets of Fox that feel like they're still operating independently. So when you get your like Aliens and your Predator and stuff, Planet of the Apes, like it doesn't feel Planet of the Apes maybe isn't the best example, but like I mean I like that, but a lot of people felt like it was watered down and they blamed Disney for it. So
okay, well,
I don't know, but it hasn't hurt Predator. No. Like it's just helped that. So like there's pockets of it, but all told, I'm worried that Warner's gets like stories and stuff in movies and TV shows gets really watered down with Paramount stuff. You look at what Paramount just did to Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
What they're apparently doing to G.I. Joe, where they take a movie that like an idea that sounds really cool, and then they go with the safer. What they think is the more like family friendly option, and it just sounds terrible. So they go, oh, we need to make a Ninja Turtles movie that is more like the Sonic the Hedgehog series, when they were going to make a Last Ronin movie, and then they canceled that. And by the way, I don't think I've had a chance to talk about this on the channel yet, but Judith Hoag came out and said they approached her to play April in it, and now I'm even more pissed off.
Who is that?
The original April from the 1990 movie.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, she was approached. She was supposed to be, like, they asked her to do it. And so they were going to make Last Ronin in the 90 universe. Mm-hmm. That would have been awesome.
Yeah.
Isn't that sad?
Yes, it is.
And instead, we're going to get 2014 all over again.
Yep.
It sounds like.
Great.
I mean, think about it. Like, the Sonic the Hedgehog movies, I kept comparing to the 2014 movies. And now they're saying, oh, that's been successful. We need Turtles movies like that. You already had Turtles movies like that.
Right.
The only difference is, I'm going to go this far, and I know I'm changing the subject slightly. I'm going to go this far. If the Turtles trailer had dropped for 2014, and people had turned on it as hard as they did Sonic because of the designs, and they somehow made the designs look like the 1990 movie or just look more like regular Ninja Turtles, everyone would have applauded them, and they would have said, you gave us what we wanted, you listened to the fans, and now your movie is great, even though it was still terrible. And then you would have seen 3 of them.
Yeah.
That's what happened with Sonic.
Yep.
Now, the Sonic movies did get progressively better, but they started from complete crap, so that's not hard. And the second movie is only partly crap, and then the third movie is it's a little better. But
it's a movie.
Yeah, it's actually a movie by that point.
Yeah.
But you see what I'm saying?
Yep.
So anyway, those are the kinds of like nonsense compromises that you're dealing with, and I don't know. It's just it's sad to see this kind of consolidation. That's so rampant. I guess one good thing about it, just happening at all, possibly, is that you're gonna kind of come back down to 3 major streaming services. At least Paramount not getting it. Like, HBO Max would have been rolled into Netflix probably, and HBO Max is a better streaming service than Netflix. Like, I like the interface better. I used to like the content better. They got too much out of it. This at least will beef that up, I guess.
Yeah.
But it'll be weird to see they got like Star Trek on HBO Max.
Yeah.
Whatever they end up calling them. Now, I will tell you, Paramount Plus does not have a good pedigree. Like, people laugh at that streaming service because it's bad, and everybody knows it's bad. And we know they've lost money on it. And HBO Max, I think, relatively has done okay.
Yeah.
And it has a much better reputation. So there's no way, if they're smart, that they call that Paramount Plus. That they keep that name, or that they call it, like, I don't know, Paramount Max or HBO Paramount, or like whatever the weird blend of things would be. It also would be dumb to rebrand HBO Max a 3rd time, because HBO Max has been, all right, 4th time. HBO Max has been HBO Max, and then it came back and did the Prince thing and became HBO Max again. And now it's going to be HBO Max plus whatever, Paramount whatever.
I think it should be Max again.
Yeah, that's pretty good. What would be really funny is if not, because I could have seen Paramount buying it and then changing HBO Max's name to Max, but they already did that and changed it back.
I think
so. That's not going to happen.
I think they'll do Paramount Max. I think that's what they're going to do.
I don't think they'll do that.
Or they'll just do Max.
I think it's entirely possible that HBO Max just keeps that name.
Yeah.
And that Paramount will just try to make HBO a Paramount and not a Warner Brothers thing. That's what I think ends up happening. And then, of course, there's the question, I'll finish this up. Then, of course, there's the question of, does Zaslav keep his job? Probably not.
Oh, God, I hope not.
I don't know. And then, do Gunn and Safran keep their jobs? And Paramount has immediately said, no, we're not firing them. We're going to keep DC going the way it is. And then there's been a lot of speculation about whether or not Gunn will actually want to keep his job under Paramount versus Warner's. Because and I won't get deep into this, there's some politics stuff in play. There's a lot of talk that Paramount is there's a lot of like Paramount is a right-wing network talk, and that Gunn really doesn't like the current president, and that the current president is friends with people at Paramount, and that's partly how this happened. And so there's a lot of talk that he will not be comfortable in that job. And also, it's very unusual for a big buyout like this to happen and all the same people stay in charge. But this is with Gunn, it's a real unique situation when he's also like a creative head. Yeah. And they'll have to decide if they're happy with the successes, with how successful Superman and everything has been so far. Mm-hmm. You know, if it's successful enough for them. But there's also... But, like, if we can take them at their word and they don't want to fire him, there is that question of whether Gunn will want to work there. But I think he'll stay. Because I think even working under people that maybe he's not happy with their politics or whatever, I think it's too much of an opportunity and he's got too much power. Like, if they leave him as in control of it as he is, and he gets to be the guy that greenlights or says no to every single DC project, I don't know that he gives that up. And also, it's a big chunk of change for him. Like, I don't know that he'll give that up. Okay, Great says he'll leave. Austin says his contract is up for renewal in 2027, so we'll find out pretty quick. Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, all we can do is speculate. Like, I guess I could see that going either way, but gun to my head, I'm very proud of that. I would say Gunn will probably keep that job even regardless of the politics. Plus, the X says based on creative control. Yeah, but then it becomes less about the politics and more about whether they'll let him do what Warner's is doing. I don't think it will ultimately be about the political side of it.
I didn't know Paramount was more right-wing.
Well, you wouldn't know it looking at New Track.
Yeah.
Like, I don't understand that.
Yeah.
But apparently, like, the people at the head of it, that just tells you how much they don't know or care anything about Star Trek.
Right.
Yeah. It's like, those people aren't. They're as super far left as you could possibly go.
Sure.
And then you're like, how's Paramount? You know, I had the same thing. Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
It's very strange.
Okay,
but then I had the thought, this is something you got to remember, though. Now, I know they keep renewing his contract, but what's his name? Kurtzman gets that job when CBS and Paramount are still split.
Mm-hmm.
And then they come back together. So, yeah. Anyway.
Yeah.
That's about all I have to say about that right now. It's hard to say. I mean, my feelings on it are complicated. I just wish it wasn't happening at all. Right?
Yeah.
Like, the future is sort of less uncertain with Paramount over Netflix.
Yeah.
But I don't love a world where Paramount gets that, and I also don't understand a world where Paramount is somehow apparently more valuable than Warner Brothers.
Mm-hmm.
That makes no sense. If this had gone the other way, and maybe I just don't know enough. If this had gone the other way, in a year or two ago, the news was Warner Brothers is trying to buy out Paramount, would anybody thought it was weird going the other way?
No.
You know? So yeah, it's going to be a strange world to live in. Sorry, real quick, the last thing I wanted to say about this is with the three main streaming services like consolidating down the way they are. First of all, when everything was so splintered where everybody decided not to have the middleman a few years ago, we all knew that eventually we would come back to there's just the 2 or 3 big streaming services, right? We knew eventually that would happen, where for a while we were looking at like 12, and now it's, well, Disney is folding Hulu in, and we're going to lose Hulu, and now Paramount is going to get folded into HBO Max. They're all just playing a big game of Risk right now. And so you're going to have Netflix, you're going to have Max, and you're going to lose Paramount Plus, and you're going to have Disney. And then Apple is still going to be out there on an island. They'll never get bought out. They can do whatever the hell they want, right? They're too big. They can do anything. Google's got YouTube. That's just sort of one in its way, right? Sort of. And so like that's never going to change. And obviously YouTube is a different sort of platform, but it's still video, and they make a lot of money with that. And that's whatever, I think. And then you'll have a couple little outliers, but it's mostly going to be those 3. I don't think we can get that excited about it because they're just going to keep raising their prices.
Yeah.
So like we're going to go from like 10 or 12 of these things that cost you $8 to $10 a month to 3 that will cost you $25 to $30 a month. Yep. And that's where it's all headed.
Yep.
Oh, and Prime. Prime is that 4th outlier. You're right. And Prime's not monkeying around with prices, because people pay for Prime a lot more for free shipping than they do for the service. So the service is gravy, even though they put way too much money into original programming for it.
Yeah.
So yeah.
You had a last segment?
Yeah. Well, we're at 2 hours. I can do this real briefly. Okay, so you did a top 10. I'm going to read a top 10 that I did not write, that I thought was interesting, and I want you to guess at what might be on this list.
Okay.
Jason. And then, folks, last call for questions. We can do one or two little pieces of Q&A right at the end of this. Hope you guys enjoyed the show tonight. Thanks for hanging out with us. So, this is from Ranker, a website that ranks things.
Yeah.
Out of 1.4 million votes, so a really large sample set.
Sure.
1.4 million votes. We have the top 10 best science fiction TV shows of all time.
Oh, God.
Science fiction TV shows.
Okay.
Can you guess most of the 10?
No.
Throw out a few.
Can I ask?
And we'll see
what
happens.
Are there multiple Star Trek shows?
Yes, there are. Yes, there are. I won't tell you how many, but there are multiple Star Trek shows on here. So you could have more than one of the same franchise. I guess I'll just tell you, there's nothing else where there's more than one of the same franchise.
Okay.
But there are multiple Star Trek shows here. And I will also tell you, it is not all space opera.
Okay.
To help give you kind of a hint there.
Okay.
So again, these are not my top 10. I had nothing to do with this. This is from Ranker. 1.4 million votes.
All right, let's see. All right, I get 3 strikes. This is Family Feud.
Okay, but yeah, throw a few out.
TOS.
TOS is here.
Okay. TNG.
TNG is here.
Okay, I'm gonna stop there.
Okay.
Twilight Zone.
Twilight Zone is here.
Okay. There are a couple that I know a lot of people like, but I don't remember the name of them
because you haven't seen them.
I haven't seen them.
And I will say,
there's a big one.
I personally have seen at least one episode from all 10 of these.
Oh wow, okay.
And give me a second. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of the 10 I have seen every episode.
Okay.
And one of them I've seen at least half of.
Okay.
Maybe 2.
Wow, okay.
Yeah. So this 10, a lot of this is stuff I would have also.
Okay. X-Files.
This is a good X-Files.
Okay.
This is a good list.
Okay.
There is no nonsense here. Some of the placement I question.
Okay.
But I'm not looking at this list going, you guys are idiots.
Have I guessed the number 1?
No, you've not said the number 1.
No, I haven't. Okay.
That's interesting.
Babylon 5.
Sadly, Babylon 5 is not here, and that I do cry foul on. That should be here.
Okay.
But given that it's a big popular poll, a lot of people just missed that show. It wasn't real popular. It's brilliant.
Yeah.
Killer Moth Lives. Firefly is definitely on there. Yes, it is.
Okay. I was going to say that. I was going to say Firefly, but I hadn't gotten there yet.
Oh, sorry. I didn't know if you're still going.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm still going. I'm going to try to get all these.
He's going to try to get all
until I run out.
Okay.
Okay. So yeah, Firefly.
You haven't said anything yet that's not here.
No, I did. I said Babylon 5.
Babylon 5. I'm sorry. Just now you said. I'm sorry.
Just said.
Well, you said a thing that should have been here and wasn't. Babylon 5 should have been at least 9 or 10.
Okay. If not 1.
I bet it was number 11, right?
Okay. I'm Stargate SG-1.
Yes. Which made me very happy.
Good. Okay, good.
Atlantis is not here, but SG-1 is here. And I personally think Atlantis is the better show, but what do I know?
There's gotta be another
SG-1 was all. I mean, some of this is popularity contest when you're talking about 1.4 million people voting.
There's that other one. There's Stargate and there's 90 Star Trek and there's Babylon 5 and then there's the other one. And I haven't seen
of space opera.
Yeah, and I can't remember what this called.
Okay.
But that's probably on
maybe you'll hear it when I read it down. Yeah.
Yeah. And then
I will say there are at least 2 more space opera shows here.
Okay. And then there's probably another 50s or 60s show.
No.
Really? Okay.
You said Twilight Zone.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, that's the only one.
Okay.
There's no other. No, those are the only really good ones.
Okay.
From that period. Because you had Lost in Space, but Lost in Space is real cheesy. That's not a real well.
I was gonna say if Lost in Space is on.
Nope.
There. Okay.
No, it had no chance.
There's no way. The Orville.
Orville's not here.
Okay. I think I'm. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think I.
You got most of them.
Okay.
There are 2 that you did, and you would have said Firefly. There are 3 you didn't say.
Okay.
There are 3 you didn't say. Number 10 is DS9.
Okay.
Deep Space Nine made the list. That makes me very happy. So 3 of the 10 are Star Trek shows.
Okay.
Number 9 is Stranger Things.
Oh. I don't think of that as science fiction, and I should, but I was.
It is, but yeah. Number 8. You know what? I'm surprised not to see here. Actually, now that I'm looking at this, is Twin Peaks.
Okay, yeah.
I might have seen that at like number 10, but again, some of it is maybe they should have said you only get one Star Trek show, because it would have been cool to see what this would have been if you just lumped all of Star Trek together. They're different series. I'm kind of glad they did this.
What is it? Galactica.
Battlestar Galactica is on the list.
I can't think of it.
But it's quite a bit higher. But you came up with it finally. I should show you that show. You're old enough to watch that.
Yeah, I've never seen it. So
it's dark. It's freaking really dark. Okay, 9 is Stranger Things. 8 is Twilight Zone.
Okay.
Twilight Zone is too low on this list.
Yes, it is.
That is too classic and brilliant, and Rod Serling deserves better. That should be at least 5 or 4.
If not
top
3.
If not top 3. Number 7 is Star Trek The Original Series. Number 6 is The X-Files. Number 5 is SG-1. Number 4 is Star Trek The Next Generation. Number 3 is a show that you did not... Yeah, TNG went over TOS, which 1.4 million views, or million votes. I have said for a long time, but a lot of people don't agree with this, that TNG has eclipsed TOS in popularity. And it did in the 90s. You know how we know? Because it was the number 1 show on television while it was on. I mean, it took a while. It took a long time. It almost got canceled before that. But by season 4 and 5, it was gigantic. It was the number 1 show on TV. TOS had to get canceled and be in syndication for years before it was big and popular. Okay, so TNG is 4. Number 3 is a show you did not say, that you've never seen, and you've heard of this, but you probably just wouldn't come up with it. And that is The Expanse.
Okay, yeah.
And it's crazy to see a show that recent at the number 3 spot.
Yeah. I was trying to think of recent shows.
I have been told it's that good. And I loved the pilot. I've just not watched past that yet. I'm watching through Stargate Atlantis again right now. And I'm just loving it. It's so much fun. I think Expanse might be my next show.
Okay. But I'm gonna try to watch through what's the one that you really like that's like really recent that just got a season 2.
Oh, no, that's about to get a season 2. That starts this month. I think like the last week of Paradise.
Paradise. I'm gonna watch through that.
That's a science fiction show.
Yeah.
Sterling K. Brown, man, just freaking tears it up. He's great. Number 2 is Battlestar Galactica.
Holy crap! Okay.
I was surprised that made it that high. And number 1 is Firefly. And just shocking that a 13 episode show.
Really?
Could make your number 1. I mean, do you know how popular Firefly got?
No.
Firefly is so popular.
I mean, I love that show.
Despite having 13 episodes in one movie,
yeah,
for a long time, it had its own dedicated Loot Crate box. That's crazy.
Wow.
There was so much merch for that. It has had not 1, but 2 miniature board games. I mean, Firefly is beloved. Crazy.
It's a really good show.
I don't know if it deserves number 1.
No. 13 episodes?
I think TNG maybe deserves the spot over that. Yeah. I think Twilight Zone deserves the spot over that.
And I mean Babylon 5, like.
And Babylon 5 should be on the friggin' list.
It should be number 1.
But I thought that was a cool thing to look at.
Yeah.
All right,
that's the coolest.
Daniverse, I should have thought of Stranger Things. I think I would have missed that too.
Yeah.
Like I didn't try to guess before I looked at the list, but I think I would have missed that too.
Yeah.
Well, guys, we had a great time. I'm glad that we were able to come back this week since it's another weird week.
We should do a whole show of trying to guess top 10s.
That'd be fun.
Where I get a top 10 list ready and then you try to guess them.
We hit a lot tonight. We got to talk about lots of different things, and I think 20% or less of that plot synopsis is going to be in that movie. And I think the 20% in Doomsday, and I think the 20% that is the obvious callable stuff that we all would have said.
Yep.
Because there was some of that in there.
They all split into teams.
They all split into teams, and Dr. Doom is sitting on the chair at the end.
Yeah.
Obviously, that's all going to be
honestly,
in there.
like, the only thing that I want to happen is Dr. Doom killing a baby. So,
well, he's got to show his menace. I mean, you'd think that you'd want to see that happen in the first, 10 minutes of the movie.
Yeah.
If it's going to happen.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe not. Well, guys, we appreciate you. We'll see you again real soon. Austin and I are going to be back tomorrow night for Comic Late Night Unlimited, and we've got a bazillion books for the last 3 weeks to go through. So we're going to have a more condensed show. It'll probably be the same length. It'll probably still be 2 or 3 hours long. But we're not going to do as many segments because we have so many books to talk about. And Chris can't make it this time, so it's going to be just me and Austin going back and forth talking through books and still looking at books that are coming out Wednesday and possibly a little bit of comic news. So join us for that if you're so inclined. Then I'm off for the next 2 days after that. Friday night, we're going to come back late. And the plan right now is Austin and I are going to try to play through Marvel Cosmic Invasion, the 90s throwback beat 'em up that came out just a couple of months ago. I just started playing it. It's really great. It's by the Shredder's Revenge guys. And then Saturday, we're doing Smallville Season 8 all day, me and John. So a couple days off, but still lots of content this week. So join us. I hope to see you on a stream. And in the meantime, I was Captain Logan.
And I was Jason.
Bye, guys.
I wanna take you for a